everybody. Welcome back. I'm Vicky from Fangirl Review. And I'm extra, yes. And this is a special new thing, I guess. New show, if you will. And it's Ask the Alliance. So you're like, Vicky, what is Ask the Alliance? And who is this lovely, lovely individual? Are you on that side? You're on that side when I look at you, but you might be on this side when I edit.
Who knows where I'll be?
So, Ask the Alliance is, so if you have not been paying attention to what I've been doing lately, I am part of the stream team for the Athena Alliance. Ooh. And it's a lovely, lovely, amazing, strong group of women in video games, but we're not just gamers. We are so much more than that. We are awesome. Absolutely. And so Ask the Alliance is, I'm going to ask Alliance members, and first I want to start with my stream team so y'all can get to know them and whatnot. So my lovely guest, I'm just going to do this because you're on this side, otherwise I'm going to edit it and put you on this. Is Scarlet Aeon. Scarlet, hi.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming. So, first off, explain your name.
So, Scarlet Aeon. Scarlet is just a lovely way to say red because red has been my favorite color for literal years. Mm-hmm. My mom tried to force me into pink, and I was like, no, but I want to be in red and blacks and blues and greens and purples. So essentially, the alternative goth-ish kind of aesthetic was like what screamed at me from the time that I was like 8. So. I've been obsessed with the color red. Dye my hair red now.
Okay.
It's normally like a golden brown, and it looks too much like my mom's, so I go red. And Aeon, the first big video game that I got into outside of like platformers or smaller games like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot was Final Fantasy. And I love the idea of the Aeons in Final Fantasy X. So, Scarlet Aeon.
There you go. That's actually a good, cool name.
Thank you.
I'm Professor White. I made no creativity in that name.
See, I'm not really fond of my last name, and Professor D just sounds a little too
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so tell me about yourself. Like, what are you currently gaming on? Like, how do you classify yourself as a gamer? Like, what are you playing and so on?
So I am obsessed with BioWare games. I love heavy narrative stories. So yeah. Dragon Age series, Mass Effect, they're my jam. I'll play them all the time. I primarily play on PlayStation, but I'm actually putting together my gaming desktop tomorrow. My friend's coming over to help me. So we're setting that up in our spare room since we no longer have a roommate in that room. So I have a big desk that I just got from Habitat that we're putting 2 monitors on, setting up my desktop. It's going to be great. I still need a webcam for that one because right now it's just my lovely laptop that I do everything on.
Yeah.
I've been playing games since I was 5, starting with Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and Sega Genesis. And before that, apparently, I used to sit on my dad's lap while he played Doom and Phantasmagoria, which my mom hated because I was like 3 watching him play Doom. And
that BFG 9000.
Yeah, I was just like, apparently I was chanting, get him at like 3 years old, staring at the screen as he's like playing with like the joystick controller.
Yeah.
And my mom was just like, you're making our daughter violent. And I'm like, no, just video games. It's fine.
That's it. It's not real. Like,
no. But my mom was 20 when I was born. So she was only 23, 24 when I was 3. Yeah. And she was very much like, oh God, what's this going to do? My dad just like, I need you to breathe. It's fine.
Are you the oldest?
I am the oldest and the firstborn and the only girl.
Yeah, well, all those reasons, like, we must protect her. Where's the cotton?
And then 5 years later, I have my little brother. So.
Okay. So by then, they're like, oh, he's okay. Let him eat dirt.
Pretty much. The double standards are real. Well, I'm sure anybody who is an older sibling realizes double standards are so real.
Very real. I have a baby.
Stare at them like they're getting away with literal murder, and you would have beaten me black and blue if I had done half the things they're doing right now. That's fine.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's sure.
I was in the car with my mom and my brother, and I was like, I'm sorry. Did he just curse in front of you? That's what we're doing?
Oh yeah,
That's
so my little brother,
okay?
my little brother started cursing in high school, but I didn't curse around my parents until I was in college and I'd come home for a college break.
Yeah.
And then I said, like, I just dropped the F-bomb. And I'm just she's like, did you just say? I'm like, I just heard him cursing on the headset on his Xbox. You can't get on to me. I'm older than him.
No.
I'm 5 years older than him. I helped raise him, and you're not getting mad that he's cursing in the other room?
No, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
No.
So what game are you currently playing right now? Like what are you into?
Okay, so right now I'm replaying Dragon Age Inquisition with all of the DLC because I haven't played all the DLC for it. So I'm playing that. Witcher 3, which I get distracted by all the side quests in Witcher 3. So it's like, main plot, what's that? And just continue to run around.
Listen,
and
I am a side quest queen. Like what? But you want me to go pick up an egg and travel? No problem.
You want me to deliver this for you? Sure. You want me to hunt this monster? Got it. Wait, you want me to actually go find Ciri? She'll be fine for a little bit longer. She has those time bending powers. I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Cyberpunk to come out. Yes. I'm excited for that for ages. And for people that don't know, it's from the same company that made The Witcher. And this is their next big project. And it's hinted at that that's one of the places that Ciri accidentally traveled to with her powers. And she was talking to Geralt about, there was these like cities with like metal flying machines and weird screened things. He's like, you need to stop telling me lies, Ciri. This sounds ridiculous.
When is that coming out? Because I remember watching the trailers and talking about it, but I don't remember
They pushed it back. It was supposed to be out this month. I think they wanted more time to work on it, which I'm okay with. Take the time you need so it's a finished game. Yeah, don't be the Final Fantasy VII remake. Don't do that to us. Don't release it in chapters.
And don't even release it in chapters and haven't even started the second chapter yet when you release the first one.
It would be one thing if like, they released the demo of the first game. They're like, we're working on the second one. The first one's nearly completed. We're just putting the finishing touches on it. We've started the second chapter. No, there's been no whispers, no signs of Final Fantasy VII Part 2. No. And considering that it seems like this is a slight departure from the original, because it's like, they're kind of aware that something happened in this alternate timeline.
Yeah.
They're trying to do things. I'm like, thank God I might not have to watch that like infamous scene happen in beautiful HD, because I was like, I'm not ready for it.
No.
Especially after the trailer when like we saw her pretty face and those like brilliantly like bright eyes. I'm like, I can't watch a close up of that with what Sephiroth does to this girl. I will lose my shit.
Yep. Well,
might still have to. Who knows?
Who knows? I guess we'll see. It might be.
Who knows?
They'll soften it like they did the Lion King. It just
maybe. We'll see.
So besides Cyberpunk, what other games are you looking forward to coming out soon? Because I know we have like all the big releases and things happening. So
Spider-Man Miles Morales is one that I'm really looking forward to. I'm a giant Marvel nerd. So I love everything Marvel Heroes. The fact that we're getting an actual Miles Morales game.
That's awesome.
Fantastic for me. Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Because I loved Aloy. She was a fantastic character, and I love getting a game where the default is a female protagonist, because that's something that's still very rare. And this one, she also wasn't over-sexualized, because in the early 90s, early 2000s, if you had a female protagonist, she got very sexualized. They did very weird mechanics for what happened when she jumped.
Yes.
So the fact that we're getting a lot more games like that, and I can't remember the title of this one, but it was in the PlayStation Showcase when they announced the PlayStation. It was like this female mage that was doing all this like earth-bending, like warping the reality around her. I'm like, I don't remember what name of that game. I think it was Project something.
Oh, okay.
And I want it. I saw just that one clip, and I'm like, so when's that one coming out?
Isn't that funny when that happens? Like you'll see something like, yeah, I want it. Like I have a friend, he has like a running spreadsheet on Google. And as soon as I'll see a trailer and I'll send him a Google message, like, add this. I don't add this, but I don't.
I have a Google like Sheets list of different games I plan to play on stream, and I'm keeping track of which ones I've completed, which ones I have already access to, which ones I have to buy.
Yeah.
Some of them are slightly older because I'm still like I didn't get to play a lot whenever I was in college because obviously lots of papers to write, lots of reading.
You don't have time. You just like I snatched my little brother's N64 while I was in college, and I was playing Ocarina, and everybody.
I love that game.
It got to the point that everybody was coming into my dorm room just watching me play. Other than that, like there was not a lot of gaming happening. And
like
I was also poor, so.
Yeah, the most gaming that happened for me is I got a PlayStation 3 as a Christmas gift. And that was, I think, my junior year of college. And then they got me the complete Mass Effect 3 trilogy for the PlayStation 3. Mm-hmm. And then my friend got me all the DLC for all of the games of Mass Effect. And they're like, here. And I was like, so this is what's happening with my Christmas break is I'm not sleeping. I'm just playing Mass Effect for hours. And my boyfriend remembers this because this is right before we started dating. And I'd text him a response and I'd be gone for like 2 hours. And I'd finally message him back. And he was like, so Mass Effect, did it eat your brain? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. No, I had to keep telling my boyfriend when Breath of the Wild came out. I was like, listen, there hasn't really been a game in our relationship that's come out, so you don't understand. And then it came out, it got delivered, I was playing nonstop, phone died, I'm going. And finally, I charged it, and he was like, I've been calling you all day. I was like, well, I told you, this is different.
So it was gaming time.
Yes. Like, I'll spend time with you, don't worry.
Don't worry, I'll come back.
I'll come back. Hold on. If you could design your own game, what would it be?
So I would have honestly said until this recent announcement that I would have made a Harry Potter RPG. But now that we have a release, and now I feel conflicted about it because of everything going on with J.K. Rowling. And I'm like, 10-year-old me has been waiting for this game for years. But there's so much controversy with that going on.
Exactly. Adult
means like I have morals. So if I get it, I'll get it secondhand. So that way it's already not like the funding isn't going towards her. It's going towards the game store rather than her. So, and then of course, if I stream it, I'm going to include a bunch of trans positivity in my streams before I start the stream, provide resource numbers and everything all throughout the stream.
Yeah.
Because that's the agreement I'm making with myself. So I would have made a Harry Potter RPG because I feel like there's so much to learn about that entire world that's not explored.
Wait, are you a fan fiction person or no?
I'm currently writing 3 fan fictions right now.
Oh my
God! I'm writing them with a friend. We're writing two Star Wars fics because we did not like the end of the sequel trilogies.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to say something, but I don't want to give spoilers to anybody who might be watching. So the ending was BS, and that's all I'm going to say. Then we're doing a Harry Potter fan fiction with my favorite ship, which lots of people hate. So, yay! I ship Hermione.
Yes! Yes! Me and you! Yes! I am Hermione all day.
And the idea is for us is it's after the war, so they've healed and they've grown as people. Because yes, Draco as he is in school would not have been emotionally or mentally capable of keeping up with anybody.
No.
And so with that, it's his growth that we focus on. The fact that he did that. Plus, originally, J.K. Rowling said that she wanted to have them paired together at one point anyway, but there wasn't time to progress that plot. And she was like, the reason he's actually mean to her is more because that's what he wants in a partner is that level of intelligence and equality with like be on par with each other. It's just that he's been taught that he can never be with someone with Muggle blood. So that's why he hates her is because she represents everything he can't have.
Exactly.
So
yes,
we build the whole, okay, they go back to school for an extra year because they had that option. And of course, Harry and Ron were like, according to the notes we got from J.K. Rowling, Harry and Ron were like, peace out. We're not going back to school. We're done.
Yeah.
Hermione and Draco were like, of course we're going back to school. We have to prove that we're intelligent enough to do whatever the heck we want to do in the Wizarding world. Just because we that doesn't matter. I'm just like, you two are like the worst types of students that are like, can I do extra credit? You have an A, but I still want to do extra credit.
Yeah, just to further secure it. Yes. Okay. I'm here for it. Please send me that. I love that. Like any marriage law, all that ships those together. Vila stuff.
So we're actually incorporating Vila at some point into it, but it's not revealed just yet. I think we're 30 chapters in, and we're still writing. Me and a friend.
Yes.
And it's slow burn-ish. Not like the whole slow burn, like you have to wait 60 pages for them to like even like kiss or hold hands, but it's not the instantaneous, there's an instant connection and now they're a thing.
Yes.
So
okay, I'm here for it. See, like I said, people, we are so much more than just gamers. I think we could talk about Harry Potter for
I took an entire class about Harry Potter in college. So
I would love that. That would be it for me. Okay. Thoughts on this next generation of consoles
So I'm conflicted because especially since Microsoft just bought Bethesda, and I'm not sure if that means there's going to make a whole bunch of Bethesda games that are exclusive to Xbox or not.
I'm sure.
Then again, I have the gaming desktop now, so if they're not going to be on Xbox, they are going to be on my computer because Microsoft. But so I'm like, okay, cool. I've been playing on the PlayStation 5, or I've been playing on PlayStations, period, since like it was my first system after I got the Super Nintendo 64.
Okay.
I got a PlayStation 1, my little brother got a GameCube, and then we had a family Xbox. Then my dad was able to get a second Xbox that we did links to back whenever you couldn't connect online. Yeah, anybody who has not been around for that long, you had to connect your Xbox with cords across different rooms.
Yes!
We don't have internet links yet. And the reason we did it in different rooms is my little brother is a cheater, and he'd look on everybody's screen. So we exiled him and whoever was on his team to the garage, and that's where they would playing Halo with us. But I think the last time I played on Xbox, it was, other than what I did for the co-stream I did with Spooky Oaks, other than that, because I borrowed Emmy's Xbox for that. Before that, last time I ever played an Xbox was the Xbox 360, back when Bullet Witch came out.
Oh, wow.
Because I've been on PlayStation since then.
Yeah.
So I know I'm getting a PlayStation 5. The boyfriend also wants a PlayStation 5. And he's about to leave for military stuff. So he's like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us both PlayStation 5s. I'm just like, okay, so we're going to have 2 PlayStation 5s. Awesome. What happens if we can't get that? And he's just like, so I get you one on Black Friday if I can't get you one on release. And I'll get me one on release and you one for Black Friday. Just like,
Did he get the pre-order or no?
Not this time because it was gone like that.
That was disgusting.
It was, I'm like, okay, you just released this and you hyped it up with the PlayStation, like, whole little release deal that you did, and then you did another release, and you're like, oh, we're going to have this ready for pre-order tomorrow. Yet, in some places, it was ready for pre-order as soon as that video was done.
Yeah, so, it was so messy.
You weren't organized at all, and I guess pandemic times makes you very unorganized, I guess, but not an excuse if you're a multi-million-dollar gaming company, in my personal opinion.
No excuse.
Someone should have been like, I don't know, putting out fires there or locking that stuff down. Yeah. It would have been one thing if just a few hundred of them got bought because they weren't able to catch it in time, but rather than catch it, they're like, guess we're just going to let it happen then.
Like, this is what it's going to be. Yeah.
I'm just like,
I've been playing on both systems, never mind. Scratch that. I've been playing on all the systems. I was like my Nintendo's not right there. So I've been playing on all the systems. So I plan on getting both, but I'll probably get like next year. Like I'll just wait when they're actually fully in stock and everything like that. And then I'll just pick up both of them and call it a day. But I didn't really see anything I was really super excited about. Like everything's like, oh cool, but like I have like all these other games that I'm super excited about. So I was like, I'll just wait.
And now that I'm having a gaming desktop that I'm setting up, it's not as pressing because certain games are gonna come out on the desktop, but it will feel very weird not to have a PlayStation in my house. if I don't get it within at least the first year.
Exactly. Like I'm always like a day one person, so it's weird for me not to be like, oh, I gotta get day one. I'm like, nah, I'll get it within the first year, first 6 months. I'll definitely pick it up and it'll be here. I just don't have any more HDMI ports. I already have 2 HDMI switches for more ports. I'm like, I would need like a full like wall unit of HDMI ports to plug everything in.
I'm about to get more because I'm going to probably turn that entire spare room into my gaming center with the PlayStation once the boyfriend leaves, because he won't be playing in the living room anymore. And we have a smart TV. So I'm like, I only use that TV for Netflix typically. Yeah. But if I can set up a nicer setup in the spare room with the PlayStation and the computer and everything, one, I'll be closer to the screen so I can actually see. And then just it'll be all in one room so I can close out the world, because occasionally one of our best friends he's one of our friend's cousins, but he acts like he's everyone's cousin, and so that's how we introduce him. Matt, he's everyone's cousin. So he just comes into the house without knocking, just kind of pops in. He's like, hey, what's up? And it just plops on the couch. I'm like, I'm streaming, and he's just like, oh, hi. And I'm just like, that wasn't what.
No, that's not
what I meant. I didn't mean say hi. I meant leave. Go downstairs and bug Kale, not me.
Not right now. Go.
We'll talk later. Shoot.
Yes. So what are your thoughts on the current gaming industry?
Again, kind of conflicted, especially with like PlayStation and Xbox potentially trying to get away from discs and things with how they're releasing everything for the consoles.
Yeah.
All the controversy that's been happening with different gaming studios with allegations of sexual harassment in their studios, either with their VAs that they have like voice acting for their games, or actual just programmers and coders for their games, which has also occurred in the streaming community. So I don't know. I'm liking that indies are starting to pick up again, because a lot of people think that indie games are just like parody games or just like niche little like phone games or something. Yeah. But people forget Undertale was an indie game. Undertale became this huge thing, and now we're all waiting for Deltarune to actually come out in full. Yeah. Speaking of which, if you're watching this, sir, please give us another chapter of Deltarune.
FYI.
Just an FYI, because love your stuff. Undertale was an indie game. Among Us, indie game. Fall Guys, indie game. Tell Me Why, indie game. Life is Strange, indie game.
There you go.
And they're starting to finally pick up and get the recognition I think that they deserve, because you don't have to be one of the huge gaming companies to be given notice to. And not to mention, all the big gaming companies are starting to get bought by even bigger gaming companies, because BioWare used to be its own entire company, and now it's a subset off of EA. Bethesda just got acquired by Microsoft. And so it's eventually, I think, going to be like a battle between EA and like Microsoft and maybe Square Enix, but Square Enix kind of minds its own business. So.
And they're like, nah, we're good over here. Y'all go ahead.
We're good with Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and things like that. And we'll just stay over here.
Yeah, we're in our little niche. We're good. You
guys battle it out over there. It's cool. We make enough money with the games we make. And then, of course, Nintendo is just over here like, here's more Animal Crossing, and here's more Pokemon, and here you're happy, and here's more Zelda. Here you go.
Here's what we're good at. Enjoy.
Basically. But indie games are finally getting that recognition, and Indie Game Club, I think, has helped a little bit of that with some people.
Yeah.
And it's gotten me to play some games that I would not have picked up on my own, like Family and Rivals, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got to get a game key to Rivals from the developer because he liked us talking about family, and that's why we're doing it for Indie Game Club this week.
Nice.
So he gave us the key before the game came out officially on Monday, and so I got to actually start playing around with it before it came out, which has never happened for me before. I'm like, this is what it feels like to get exclusive access to a game. What is this?
Like, what is this?
Life become? I like
it. So 20 years from now, where do you see the industry, and will you be happy with the direction?
I'm not sure. I think it's going to depend a lot on how we develop technologically. because a lot of things are going towards VR or trying to do more inclusive experiences there. And I can only work with VR for so long because of my eye issues.
Yeah.
Before it gives me a horrible headache. And I wish it didn't, because VR is pretty cool. I think in 20 years from now, they're going to be trying to we won't have discs at all because they're trying to get away from that. Which means, sorry, GameStop, but that's not going to, you might become a nerd store, but you're not going to stay a game.
I support the nerd store.
Yes, absolutely. Remarket with nerd merch, you'll be fine.
Yep.
Learn to adapt and you'll survive. But
because they partnered with, what is it, Geek Life? No.
I think so.
Geek
something like that.
Geek. So now their stores
are filled with geek stuff.
So I support that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're going to get a lot more narrative story games, which I'm okay with because I love heavy storytelling in my games.
Yeah.
I think it might be because I'm a writer and I'm an English person that I love that heavy aspect of storytelling and that growth you can get with storytelling games.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get more of that. And as we're getting more and more indie developers and more outside sources, I think we're going to see a lot more female developers and female protagonists that aren't overly sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go in that direction, I'll be incredibly happy with it.
Oh yeah, no, that would be amazing.
And then at that point, we'll probably have the PlayStation 8, and we'll have the Xbox Blue. I don't know their naming conventions. We'll have Xbox something.
Yeah, no, the naming doesn't make sense.
No, not at all.
Xbox Blue makes sense.
Xbox Blue or Xbox Green because that's their thing. So an Xbox Green.
Yeah.
We'll have a Nintendo something. Who knows? Nintendo's gonna live forever.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be another type of portable and not portable gaming system like we have with the Switch, which would be cool. Maybe PlayStation and Xbox will be able to adapt that because we see Xbox doing that now. You can download your Game Pass stuff onto your phone. You have attachments you can put to your phone, so now you can play your games anywhere. I'm like, PlayStation, what's your response to this?
Let's step it up, bro. What you doing?
Yeah, they'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so last question of the night before I let you go. What is your favorite game of all time? Now, you can include tabletop games. You can include card games. Anything. It does not have to be a video game of that sort. It could be Monopoly or Clue.
What's sad is much like my books, because I have a favorite niche genre, I have a favorite niche genre of game.
Yes.
So,
the end of the world. This is the last game you could ever play. This is it. All the games will no longer exist.
Damn it. That's a very difficult question. I would probably, this is probably going to be a slight cheat. It's either going to be the Dragon Age series or the Mass Effect series, because I can replay both of those till Kingdom Come.
To the end of time.
Because I love the world building they did in the first Dragon Age game.
Yeah.
Storytelling in Dragon Age 2, but didn't like how rushed the actual gameplay was. Again, we're not getting into that. I'll rant about that for hours if you let me. And then I loved Dragon Age Inquisition, bringing in that open world exploration, but still building that story that we got in Dragon Age Origins. Mm-hmm. And then with Mass Effect, everything felt dire. Everything you were doing felt drastically important throughout the entire game. And I had headcanons for how everyone related to each other on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, Tali is little sister. Liara is best friend. Garrus is space boyfriend. Hayden is annoying coworker. Ashley is the space racist. Dr. Chakwas is his grandma. She is everyone's grandma. Admiral Hackett is everyone's grandpa. Admiral Anderson is dad. Joker is the brother we didn't know we wanted.
Yeah.
Runt is child. Rex is older brother that just looms in the background and wants to take you drinking, but doesn't want you anywhere near anyone else, as far as boyfriends or partners go.
Mm-hmm.
Thane is tragic cousin with the tragic backstory and everything. Samara is the weird wine aunt in the background. I came up with this entire interconnections for how everyone related to each other on the ship. And I don't know, I've replayed Mass Effect so many times and I don't get tired of it. Yeah. I get tired of the multiplayer that they made us have to play to get a good ending. But the plot, I could replay it all the time because it's very much about, do you do what's right even if it's difficult and nobody believes in you?
Yeah.
And how do you influence and support your friends during dealing with all these different things? Like with Tali, it's the betrayal and journey of her people. Garrus, it's how far do you go in the pursuit of justice?
Yeah.
Samara is how much responsibility do you owe to the universe if your family is inherently bad?
True.
And it's very interesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Okay, so is that your final
Mass Effect. Yep, I'll go with Mass Effect.
Okay. All right, so that will be it for us. Thank you so much. Share your gamer information and where people can find you.
So I am on Twitter as Scarlet D14. You can find me on Twitch as Scarlet Aeon. Same on Instagram. There's not a lot on Instagram yet. I'm hoping to change that next weekend.
Isn't that how it always is? Like, yeah, no, I promise I'm going to post something.
Well, I'm going apple picking next weekend. So there's going to be pictures of me picking apples at Windy Hill Orchards in York. So
made apple chips in my air fryer.
Yes. I'm going to be trying to make my own apple cider. So that's going to be interesting. But I stream on Twitch normally every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Wednesday is Neverwinter Wednesday with Faulty. And if you're part of the Alliance, you can end up joining in with us. We have our own actual guild in Neverwinter for the Alliance itself. Monday is either an indie game or more Dragon Age. And then Friday is either more Dragon Age or we play Final Fantasy X because we're trying to get through 10 and 10-2 before we go play 7.
Okay, nice. All right, so thank you so much, Scarlet, for coming and being my first guest on Ask the Alliance.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yay! Okay, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. As always, like, subscribe, share. Go check out Scarlet, and I'll stream sometime. I'll
eventually.
You know the deal. All right, guys, it's been fun. Bye.
Bye.